everyone, so a little while I asked you guys to ask me a question about open adoption, and I was going to answer the questions. I didn't really get a lot of serious questions, but I got a few, so I'm going to answer those, but I'm also going to answer frequently asked questions that I get all the time from people when I explain the situation and all that. But I'm going to start with the Q&A that you guys asked first. So, William Weasley Deal asks, what exactly is an open adoption? I've heard of it, but I don't know. Open adoption is an adoption where you have communication with the parents, the adoptive parents, and some sort of contact with the child. And it's different in every adoption. Some may be pictures, some may be visitations. And the visitations vary on each situation. Sometimes it's once a year, twice a year. I'm very thankful that I got a good situation where the adoption is very open, but some people prefer it to be more closed. So an open adoption is like open, where the parents have communication, whereas a closed adoption is like what you see in movies a lot, where the parent, the birth mother, doesn't have any contact with the birth parents, sometimes doesn't know who they are, sometimes does, but doesn't see the child until the child is 18 years old. The next question is from Mussolini Sincero. The question is, who's gonna adopt him? Well, he is already adopted by my aunt and my uncle, and they are the best parents for him I can ask for, and I'm so grateful. They love him so much. Sir Ken asked, what is the name of your son? He's very cute. Well, thank you, and his name is Ryan. Supermass asked a question, what was the roughest part about the process? I think the roughest part about the process was when reality hit. During my whole pregnancy, yeah, things were tough. The ultrasounds were tough and all that. And once he was born, like when we were in the hospital, I was kind of in like a state of like shock, and like I was able to hold him a lot, so I didn't really feel upset about anything. Like, I was very sensitive, and I'm sure I'd be able to make myself cry if I wanted to. But like, I was really happy and okay with things. But then the moment things got hard for me and my grief process started happening, and I couldn't get out of bed, and I cried and I didn't know what to do with myself, and that started happening the moment that I left the hospital, and I gave the little boy squished in the little baby carrier to my aunt, and I saw the baby that I just birthed and held and loved and carried for 9 months. I saw him going into another car and driving separately, and that's when reality hit, and that was probably the roughest part, just watching the car with the baby drive away. It was just, on the ride home, I couldn't contain myself. I mean, I tried, but I couldn't stop crying, and I stayed up all night the whole thing was really hard. But okay, so those are the only legitimate questions I got on Twitter. But I am going to answer some frequently asked questions that I get asked a lot. One question I get asked all the time, like when I tell people about the situation, is, oh, well, when you get your own house and all, will you get your baby back? And I'm like, first of all, no, that's not how an adoption works. Second of all, even if it did work like that, I wouldn't want to, because my aunt and uncle are amazing parents for him, and it would be terrible if he grew up with that amazing family being their family, and then like he's robbed from that when he's like 5. No, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. An adoption is permanent. Another question I get asked often is, does he know that you're his birth mother? right now, like I said, he's 2. You know, he wouldn't be able to understand that at 2 years old. But Ryan and I do have a very, very tight bond. So I think in a way, like there's some sort of instinct or something that he kind of knows, like in his own way. Not like knowing exactly, oh, yeah, that's my birth mother, but just like a feeling of bondness towards me because of it. Another question I get asked that's related to that, so when are you going to tell him? We plan on telling him when he is able to have the concept to understand. You know, as soon as we can. It's not going to be a surprise for him. It's not. Another question I get asked, which really, this question really makes me mad. Well, do you even love him? I love that boy more than I've ever loved anybody in the whole world. I wanted to keep him, but I wanted what was best for him at the same time. And if that's not a definition of love, putting his needs before my wants, I don't know what is. So yeah, adoption is a really difficult process, but it's also very beautiful. I know in my heart that I made the right decision, and Ryan's the happiest boy. Ryan loves sports. Like, he's obsessed with balls. And I don't know, as a teen parent or as a young parent, if I would be able to provide him with, you know, the ability to be on a sports team or the ability to have the best life that he deserves. And I'm not saying that adoption's for everyone. There are a lot of teen parents that I know who are amazing parents and their kids are very happy. But for me, I thought adoption was the best choice in my situation. And hi Mimi, all the birth mothers and / birth fathers out there, you're freaking strong. I mean, like, I hate to boast, but we are really strong people for what we did, because it is not easy. And yeah, so that's about it for today. So subscribe, and just a reminder, if I reach 200 subscribers, which is about 50 subscribers away, I'm gonna read my journal that I had from 10th grade. So yeah, I don't know why I chose that to embarrass myself, but it's what I chose and it's what I'm gonna do if I get that many. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see me embarrass myself yet again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.